Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Start. Here we go. You gotta start. Count it off, Sean.
We ready?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I see relief in our eyes, feel the warmth in our hands, sense a stirring tonight, rolling out across the land. The ether is shifting, old ways into new, taking root inside, at the heart of me and you. There's a great calm coming for us all, bringing in the light to free us from the fall, moving through the storms, answering the call. The great calms are coming for us all. There's a cleansing before us, the seas are getting rough, the winds are picking up, and Mother Earth, she's had enough. The people stay the course, centered as we go. The darkness is dying as we're finding our flow. There's a great calm coming for us all, bringing in the light to free us from the fall, moving through the storms, answering the call. The great calms are coming for us all. Say goodbye to worry, say hello to the dove, say goodbye to fear and say hello to love. There's a great calm coming for us all, bringing in the light to free us from the fall, moving through the storms, answering the call. The great calms are coming for us all. Oh, the great calms are coming for us all. How about Brian Wright on that guitar there? Wasn't that great?
Good morning. I'm Reverend Lynn, and I'd like to welcome all of you to Sunday morning at CSLN. It's just a great day here, and as we move into the winter months and move into the Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays, we just want to hold on to our family and each other and just take stock in what a wonderful community we have here. and there's going to be some fantastic activities coming up, and we have some wonderful speakers lined up for you as well, a wonderful Christmas Eve program. So a lot of things are going on, and just want you to keep coming back and invite your friends. And for all those people online, we wish you were here. It would be good to see your smiling face. Here's Larry Ferragalli, our music director, to kick it off.
Thank you, Reverend Lynn. And I want to just acknowledge that Ray Dryden is in Arizona today, and AJ is doing whatever he's doing. I have no idea. We have no sound person. So at the last minute, I was blessed with this woman coming in and helping us. So her name is Crystal O'Connor. So thank you, Crystal. That was a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon thing. So I lost a little more of this week. Anyway, joining Gregory and Spence and Don, Brian, myself on background vocals today, the fabulous Yvonne Smith. And Gordon Ellis. All right, we're happy to have Jody today. She's going to sing one of her songs also, but I'm extremely happy to have Sean. Working with Sean during the week is an absolute pleasure. He's such a pro, and we just work so well together. And he helped put the backgrounds together today, so thank you very much. Of course, he's been a music person involved in this church for many years and has a lot of CDs out and does this for a living. The Singing Revolution online was huge during the COVID. And if you want to know more about him, it's SeanGalloway.com. Go there. So please put your hands together. These are his original songs, Sean Galloway.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. So during the lockdown period, a lot of us musicians were left to our own devices as far as not being out in the world, so we wrote a lot. So these songs that I'm all playing today all happened during the lockdown. And this one is called Rise Anew, and it's just a very dear song to my heart because it felt like in the midst of that, I felt like that there was hope. So that's what this is song. So please enjoy this. Here we are, you and I, tearful, lonely, wondering why the skies are raining down severed stones, shattering windows in our homes tonight. Sickened world we see seeds of life from eternity coming through, planted in our hearts thereof that blossom in the light of love coming through. Hurt on the other side that we can feel till we get by the storms. Crashing down, waging war on the waves of darkness we can't ignore anymore. Friends, it's time we mend and take the steps to ascend, coming through and open the grounded gift of grace, the promise of peace in this place coming through. rain's falling down, amen. Leaving room for higher realms to bless the earth and take the helm again. And as we embody our holy host, we suddenly serve what matters most coming through. And the healers heal, and the dreamers dream, and the angels sing on the gentle stream coming through. And the clouds do clear as love comes into view, releasing all fear till we rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you all. Good morning. So I'm Marietta Carter, and I am a board member until March when we hold our general election. So this is my first time being up here as a board member, so y'all can go ahead and welcome me up here if you'd like. Thank you. So after the service, please join us in the fellowship hall for some meets and greets and some light refreshments. On your way to the fellowship hall, bop in at the bookstore. Marcia just let me know that there are some inspirational cards and bookmarks available now, so you might want to check them out. Also, after the service, today there will be a visioning for CSLN. Come and take part in it. It's a tool to assist us as we continue to grow our teaching and healing for our community. The visioning session will be led by practitioner David Armholder. Members and friends are welcome to participate in person or via Zoom. You can find the link on our website. If you attended last week, you don't have to attend today. It's part of the same, the sessions are the same. On Monday, we'll have a Board of Trustees meeting. If you'd like to attend in person, please come to the center by 6 o'clock. Or you can join us on Zoom, and the Zoom link is also online. Opening treatment takes place at 6:25, and we start promptly at 6:30. Members are welcome to speak on action items during that meeting. On Thursday of this week, there is a planning session for the board between 6:30 and 8:30. That session is also accessible via a Zoom link online. So all in the community are welcome to attend and to join us in this organization chart for our center discussion. So if you want to know more about it, stop and ask any of us or anybody who's been on stage, and we can direct you to where you can find out more information. But anyway, on Saturday, our creative youth team will be meeting at 11 o'clock. Nope, they'll be meeting at 10 o'clock. Sorry. The Zoom info for this meeting is also available on the website. So, anyone interested in books, we are calling for all book lovers. Our center is in need for another bookstore volunteer. This is a wonderful way to donate your time to the center one Sunday a month. So, if you have an interest, please email Annie, our executive director, at admin@cslnashville.org to let her know that you're interested. And finally, mark your calendars. It's a save a date. Please plan to bring a dish to our Thanksgiving potluck after Sunday service. It's going to be on November the 21st, and the Sacred Service team will provide turkey, ham, dressing, and tea. So we all need to bring the rest of the stuff to make it a wonderful experience. Stay connected and find more details on the website under calendar, classes, and workshops. So if anyone is in need of a spiritual mind treatment, also on our website, you can find the list of practitioners. You can choose a practitioner by just using their individual contact. Also, on each Sunday, there are at least 2 practitioners here to provide spiritual mind treatments. Just meet us after the service. Don't forget to give love to our center by going to lovecsln.com for a financial contribution. But if you'd like to give some service in kind, please contact the team council. David Arnholder and myself are co-chairs of that, and would love to have your energy as we continue to grow and change our community. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give a thumbs up. Okay, that's our announcements. Now, I'm going to stay up here because I'm also the practitioner, and I'm going to do our reading and opening treatment. So part of our center, the main part of our center is doing educational classes. The last class we had was to How to Love and Be Loved. It's a great book. My little boy even enjoyed getting to know this book. It is by Jack and Cornelia Addington. Our founder, Reverend Mitch Johnson, led this class, and I just thought I'd bring a little bit of the lesson to y'all. I'm reading on page 81. We've seen that it's impossible to wipe out our past. Our mental recordings just preserve it, but we can revise the past. We can pour so much love and understanding on the memory of a past incident that it's completely neutralized. It can actually become a good memory instead of a bad memory. We don't have to let old animosities stand between us and our fulfillment. When we have learned this lesson, we have come a long way towards spiritual maturity. So how is this done? It's done by understanding. No matter how hateful the other person may have been, we must start with understanding. Know that each person does what he must do because he believes he's doing the right thing at that moment. It may not be what you think is right. It may not be what society thinks is right. But at that moment, it seems the best thing that that person can do. So, suppose a person goes out and robs a bank. Well, he might think it's the only way that he can get money or fame, but he thinks he needs to do this. So doing this, he thinks that it's the best for him at the moment. It doesn't matter how well justified we are in condemning his actions. It isn't going to do us any good to resent it. Actually, as we have seen, it's going to do a great deal of harm. So the first step is to realize that we don't want to take this kind of thinking on. You can say to yourself, hey, that's his problem. I'm not going to make it my problem. As Emmett Fox explained in one of his books, if you saw a little child who was unable to reach a high shelf, you wouldn't condemn that child. You would know that in time he would grow. So it is with spiritual infants. We have to give them time to grow. So it's a privilege for us to know that we can help them. We can help them and free ourselves. To quote Emmett Fox, setting others free means setting yourself free, because resentment is really a form of attachment. It's a cosmic truth. It takes two to make a prisoner, the prisoner and the goalie. When you hold resentment against anyone, you are bound to that person by a cosmic link. It's a real tough mental chain. You are tied by a cosmic tie to the thing that you hate. You must cut all ties by a clear and spiritual act of forgiveness. You must lose him and let him go. By forgiveness, you set yourself free. You save your soul. And because the law of love works alike for one and all, you have to save his soul, and making it just as easier for him to become what he ought to be. So if there's someone in your life whom you find it's hard to forgive, try blessing them. Bless the spirit of truth within them. Pray for them. Say to yourself, the God in me salutes the God in you. The God in me understands the God in you. I forgive you. I bless you. I free you. I understand you. And you understand me. I release you to your highest good. And as we go forth for our moment of treatment, I invite everybody to close their eyes. I invite everybody just to take a moment to think of that, maybe one person who's kind of rubbed them the wrong way. Maybe somebody that you're holding a resentment for. Something that is really holding you down. Maybe it's some resentment for yourself. But I encourage you to think of this person and to say to yourself, the God in me salutes the God in you. The God in me understands the God in you. I forgive you. I bless you. I free you. I understand you, and you understand me. I release you to your highest good. One more time. The Christ, or God in me, salutes the God in you. The God in me understands the God in you. I forgive you. I bless you. I free you. I understand you, and you understand me. And I release you to the highest good. So know with me that there is just one presence, one infinite good, one creative intelligence that I and you and everyone else is an individualized expression of. And know with me that just for today, if only for today, that new conditions are being created, and that my good is here, and your good is here, and everyone else's good is here for their own taking. I free myself from any sense of discord condition, either against myself or someone else, and I replace those conditions with love. I make a conscious use of the divine law of my being. And I know that the law reacts immediately to my creative word. I know that when I speak my word for myself, there is a direct reaction for me, and there is a direct reaction for anyone else. I know this to be true I identify with myself with the good. I identify myself with the love of God. I identify myself with the love in you. I know these things to be true. I give thanks for this knowledge. I give thanks for this teaching. I give thanks for each and every one who is here today. I give thanks for knowing that I can release those things that have held me down and go forth with the God qualities of peace and love and joy. I release these words to the law, knowing that it is so. And together we can say, and so it is.
This is called The Truth. I played it in the wrong key. You knew that,
Just
didn't
a
you?
little adjustment.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, hold on. There you go. Key check.
I see the truth. A baby's smile, a mother's love, a father's child. I see the truth. A rainbow sky, the morning sun, and you and I see the truth in our eyes, breaking free, changing lives. I see the truth, helping hands reaching out across the land. I feel the truth rising up in my joy, the heart of love, and I feel the truth calling me home to peace, where I can see I am the truth. I hear the truth. Eagles cry, freedom's wings spreading wide. I hear the truth, sounding choice, falling fear with love's voice. I hear the truth, inviting all, young and old, big and small. I hear the song of truth again, singing out, come be my friend. I feel the truth. rising up in our joy, the heart of love, and I feel the truth calling us home to peace, one with love. We are the truth. Larry,
And Sean,
thank you very much.
awesome.
Thank you, Sean and Larry. Boy, what a wonderful morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ursula Roden, and I'm one of the practitioners here. And even though we have heard already so much beautiful truth and words and knowing, we are still in for another beautiful blessing, unbelievable blessing. Jody Soland is here with us today, and she's our speaker. She is a captivating international speaker, music artist, published singer, songwriter, and workshop presenter. She has written songs for many of the non-profit organizations, and I'm not going to read it all. We've had enough words. So let us welcome Jody today, because she is teaching us even more of the ways how to go deeper and fly higher. Please let us welcome Jody today.
Well, good morning, everyone. How are you? So great to be back. I first want to acknowledge Sean. I don't even know if I can speak right now. That was beautiful. And from that heart place that we all long for, this is the kind of magic. This is the Pied Piper leading us within, and this incredible band, and this is exactly what I'm speaking to today. So I thank you for being a brother. Man, my heart just connects with you deeply. Let me get it together here. So I came here a few times and I talked about listening, going deep within and listening to that inner voice. Talked about nature, Mother Nature, and how I believe that one of the best ways we can connect is to get into Mother Nature and let her empty us and just listen for that divine voice and then follow that divine compass that each of us has within us. Today, my talk title is Going Deeper to Fly Higher. Going deeper to fly higher. And right now, I believe we are being given an opportunity. We're right at the crossroads. We're right in that place where we are being called up. All of us, we're being called up into a higher level of consciousness, a next step up. And I believe that level of consciousness is the consciousness of oneness, of love, and of peace, of compassion, of kindness. That is the consciousness of unity we're being asked to step into together so that we can fly higher. We can take humanity into another place, into a new place, but into a place that's really old, that's ancient, that's in our cellular memory. It is who we are on a divine level. It is beyond the human stuff. It is our divine nature, oneness. And yet we cannot fly higher together unless we go deeper. We cannot fly as one if we're tethered to the ground by hate and judgment and finger pointing and accusations, and it's all about me. We will never fly together until we are willing to be brave enough to go deeper. And what do I mean by that? Well, for some of us, we have forgotten to go into prayer and meditation during the day. We've gotten busy. Life just kind of happened. We've kind of gotten out of the habit of getting quiet and going into that sacred place. And so the first step is the one I talked about a few weeks ago. Reclaim that time for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes a day, to get quiet and go deeper. To get away from the surface stuff. We all do, right? We've been taught that's the safe thing. That's the good thing to do. We hardly meet eyes anymore. We hardly lock eyes. We hardly meet each other's glance. It's hi. Oh, you got a new car. Oh, I like your haircut. That's the surface stuff. And we get so busy with that we forget to take time to go a little deeper. How many of you have ever asked someone, how you doing today? How many of you asked that question? Come on, seriously, honestly. How many have you been willing to sit there or stand there and listen to the answer? Whole different thing, isn't it? We kind of do it out of habit. How you doing? But when someone's really struggling and they might say something like, I'm really struggling, I'm having a really hard time, all of a sudden we become uncomfortable, don't we? A lot of the times, especially if we're in a hurry. Once when I was having a really dark night of the soul, I was struggling. I had been in the hospital multiple times, just gotten out, finally had the energy to go to the grocery store with my 2 young children, and passed by someone who looked at me and said, how you doing? And I just wanted to burst into tears, and I wanted to say, I think I'm going to lose my mind. And it was someone I knew from church. And you know what was interesting? I made the decision to be real, because I try to be as real as I can, and I wasn't going to get into a big, long story, but I said, yeah, I'm really having a tough time. And as I was saying that, the person pivoted and kept walking. See ya. But I understood, because most of us aren't raised to go any deeper, right? We don't have time for it. We don't know what to say. What if we say the wrong thing? But I believe it's the opportunity that is up for us so powerfully right now. When are we going to stop and get centered and go deeper? When are we going to put our phones down? When are we going to turn off the TV? When are we going to play with our children instead of shoving something else in front of them to keep them busy? It's when we go deeper. So we go deeper by reclaiming our prayer and meditation time, because in that place, even if we think we're not doing it right, nothing's happening, if we just get quiet, something's going to come up. We're going to listen at least to our own thoughts, and just maybe the presence of God will appear. Well, God's always there, but maybe we'll hear. Maybe we'll hear that inner voice. Maybe there'll be a feeling, a sense of the divine with us. And when we drop into that place, when we drop into our hearts, and we get clear and we get quiet, that's where our answers are. That's where we begin to see how we're reacting in the world. That's where we begin to be honest with ourselves and say, wow, that job I have, I really hate it. I'm not good at it. I'm doing it for the money. That's where we begin to have a little introspection about, my friend, the one I was really kind of mean to last week, I took all my stuff out on them. I need to apologize. And then if we're willing, we go even deeper. We choose some kind of method to go deeper, like a breath work or shamanic journeying or some retreat or workshop where we get to go even deeper down. And to me, those experiences are essential. And yet most of us never find the courage to step in there. Years ago, my husband and I were studying to be holotropic breathwork practitioners. It's a method that takes you super deep. It uses a lot of rapid breathing. You're relaxing. You're on a mat. There's music played. and people just really go do their inner work. And what I mean by that is you're going inward, and we don't know what's going to come up. You might have an amazing experience, a connection with spirit. You might feel like, man, you're flying through the universe, or you may be dropped into a situation that you didn't deal with from your childhood, and it could be a painful thing. But the cool thing is, it's not about the trained facilitators or the music or where you're laying on the mat or what kind of building you're in. It's between you and spirit. And it's an amazing process for people to do their own work and get empowered to realize the healer's within. All the answers are within, right? So, we were so willing to jump in and do that process and healed so many things in ourselves. Childhood stuff, did forgiveness work, all that kind of stuff. And many years later, after facilitating tons and tons of people, I got an interesting call. It was from a young woman. And she said, my therapist referred me to you and Gary for this holotropic breathwork stuff. And I don't know what it is, but I'm just feeling really stuck. And I'm just miserable. And I had an affair. And what I realized is that I just blew up my whole life, but I don't know why. So I'm going to come do that, I think. I think I'm brave enough to step in. And as I was talking to her, what I realized is she lived her whole life on the surface. She was born into a wealthy family. She did all the things right. She played by the rules. Straight A student on the soccer team, went on to college, full scholarship, met her boyfriend, fiance, married him. They built the big house. They had the 2 kids. They went on the nice vacation. She did everything right. And then she blew up her world by having her affair. And she blew up her world when she took off by herself and pitched a tent. She just didn't know what else to do because all her life, she'd been living on the surface. She never went deeper to figure out who she really was, what her beliefs were. And she showed up at that workshop, and I always know when someone's not sure. They're kind of like, I heard about this, but I don't know. She was at the back of the room. I was at the front of the room, and I just sensed her presence, and I looked up and walked back and gave her a big hug and welcomed her, and she fell into my arms sobbing. And she said, I don't know what's going to happen today, but there's something about you. I trust you. And she's ready, and she was willing. All my life, I've been waiting to be brave enough to go to those places that I heard of. Deep down in my soul, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm ready to begin. I'm standing on the shore. I'm ready to jump in. I'm going deeper to fly higher. I'm gonna swim through that spiritual fire, and I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna learn and take a dive into the deep end, 'cause I know I'm going deeper to fly higher. And she was willing, and she did the workshop. And what came up for her was always needing to be the good little girl, doing all the right things, looking a certain way, going to a certain church, wearing certain clothes. Yes, Mommy. No, Daddy. All the things she thought were important. And what she realized is she hated it all. But she followed that path until she couldn't do it anymore, and every ounce of her being rose up and said, no more. And that's what the affair was about, trying to find something, and that's what a lot of us are doing right now. We're kind of stuck. What's next? What are we doing? COVID, in my estimation, has been a gift. It is a mirror. Go on Facebook and look at it. How many of us have been doing this work for years and years and years, and then we get on Facebook and somebody else has a different point of view, a different religion, a different political idea, and we attack them? Are we going to fly higher together by doing that? Do you think? Have I done that? Have I got my panties in a wad, gotten upset, thinking I gotta tell them about peace and joy, and I gotta tell people this isn't the way. And in my reaction, I'm not gonna help at all. Going deeper is not about being right. Going deeper is doing my work. So every time I catch myself wanting to respond, I turn the mirror back on myself. And I ask myself, what else do I need to heal? What else in me is holding a prejudice or a thought or a judgment against someone else? Because I will never, ever speak to their heart when I'm shaming or blaming. So when we go deeper, we do our work. We're willing to go deep, do the work, do the forgiveness, go back to the truth of who we really are. And then we emerge, right? We emerge back to the surface with our sacred wings. And no longer do we have to be right. And no longer do I have to look at you and say, well, you believe that, so, you're wrong and bad. And I'm not saying don't stand up for what you believe in. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a way to stand in your truth without shaming and blaming someone else. If you knew their story, you might know why they believe the things they do. Before I was hospitalized multiple times and had multiple mistakes happen to me, which could have led to death. I didn't understand when people said, I want to go to the hospital. I'll stay home. Or how upset they would be because of a medical mistake or a vaccine injury. Before I witnessed those things myself, I judged that as, well, they're just a negative person. They don't appreciate the nurses. But when it happens to you, you might have a different point of view, correct? All right? Right? People who are on the opposite side of my belief system religiously, okay, they can look like they're opposite, but really if we got together, we have a lot of stuff in common, you guys. Are we going to choose what divides us, or are we going to choose what would bring us together? We're at that time. We don't have time to mess around anymore. We don't have time. The time is now. And for those of us who know the truth, who speak the truth, are we going to walk our talk? Are we going to walk out as love and compassion and forgiveness and understanding? Or are we going to fall into the same old sleepwalking, it's you. You're the blame. You're the blame. It's your fault. If you could just come over to our side, we'd all march in peace and love. Going deeper to fly higher. And when we're ready, when we've done our healing work to the best of our ability, it doesn't end today, because all of a sudden I woke up and went, well, okay, I've changed these things. I'm kind of back in my center, and I feel really clear, and everyone's included, and I'm good. No, something's going to come up, right? Thanksgiving's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. How many of you are looking forward to that day? Okay? And isn't that where this stuff hits the fan? It always cracks me up. Everybody's on their best behavior, and then somebody says something political, and there goes the turkey, Or somebody talks about COVID vaccines or not vaccinating, or somebody brings up something. How do we hold our center? Well, for me, I have to be real conscious of not having to be right and not having to convince everybody in the room that they should be nice and kind, that I hold the center of truth, because I tell you what, when people come up to you and say something like, hey, you're not fighting with your brother this year. What's going on? Or why do you seem so happy? Or in the midst of all this COVID craziness, how come you're not all upset? That's the way in, right? And through the heart, not through the mind of trying to convince. It's holding your center, being kind anyway. And understanding that so-and-so's wearing a mask because they believe that's important for their health. If you don't wear a mask, quit judging them, and they need to quit judging you. Right? Let people be where they are. In my life, it's never been the big things, the important things, that society thinks are important. That meant the most to me, and I bet it hasn't for you either. It's been the times when people have dropped into their heart and gone deep with me. Like when I was in the hospital one time and I had just about given up. And that's not like me. But the 5th time in so much pain, I couldn't see straight. And no one could figure out what was going on. The doctors kind of threw their hands up. Nurses would come in and give me more pain medicine and more pain medicine and more pain medicine. And how you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10. Ever get that? On a scale of 1 to 10. And you want to choke them? Say, how about a 20? But they're doing their jobs and they're busy and they leave. And it was one night Gary went and made some phone calls. He took a break from being with me 24/7. I sat there and I contemplated, if I could get to that window, it would all be over. All those professionals that came in and out of my room and tried to help me meant nothing. And at the moment I was thinking to myself, if I could get to that window, a little nurse came in and sat at the bottom of my bed and took my hand and started crying. She went deeper. She knew the pain I was in. And she said, I feel so bad. We've done everything we can and we can't help you. I became a nurse to help people and we can't help you and it's not right. And we began to talk. It was amazing what she listened to. I think back now to the things I disclosed to her. And I think to myself, there was someone willing to go deeper. She was busy. Let me tell you, that was a busy, busy floor. And she took the time to sit there with me until I was done sobbing and processing, and until she saw my spirit lift just enough that she knew I'd be okay. What if she hadn't done that? And when I go room to room working with Summa patients, and I walk in and just to intuit where they are, that didn't just happen. That was because of all the life experiences I've had that I said, I'll go deeper. I'll be the one. Scared to death. I'll be the one to sing at that funeral. I'll be the one to sit with that sick person. I'll be the one to talk to the stranger. I'll be the one to tune in and take the time. And now when I go into those rooms, I can sit with someone and intuit right where they are and just pull up a song, and we sit there and we connect on a level that I can't even explain. But you know that level. It's when someone sits across from you having coffee and listening to you process about your divorce. Or someone sends you a little something in the mail that just lifts your spirit. Or comes over and watches your kids so you can just take a break for an hour. Can we be that for each other without judging? Because when we go there and we come from that heart place, we remember that we're connected to spirit. And then we remember we're connected to each other. And we're connected to this planet. Everything we do, every decision we make, every choice we make affects all of us. I can't fly if you're on the ground with broken wings. We do this together. In closing today, I want to remind us all that we are all connected. We will rise or fall together. We need to do our personal work. We need to be willing to go to the tough places and inside, and we need to be able to walk next to our brother so that he can face the tough places inside. We need to decide, like Sean sang, what is the truth? Up comes the sun in the morning, kissing the moonbeams goodbye. Out come the robin and sparrow to fly. Down comes the rain for the thirsty. The crops have waited so long. And if the rain had forgotten, they wouldn't live long. Look at the flight of the eagle, so majestic and true. But she couldn't be lifted up if the wind didn't know what to do. We are all
connected, and we all play a part, and we all need each other to live. Oh, when will we learn that we are all one? When will we ever see we are connected, you and me? Mother cries in the desert, her children lay at her feet, hungry and thirsty, they have nothing to eat. I can hear her crying, I can feel her pain. So I reach in my pocket and give all I can, 'cause we are all connected, and we all play a part, and we all need each other to live. Oh, when will we learn that we are all one? When will we ever see we are connected, you and me? And when the bombs fly, and when our children die, nobody wins. And when we realize that all of life pays a price, will we decide to love? Up on the horizon, standing hand in hand, people from different religions, colors and lands. I can hear their voices. Can you hear them too? Singing a song for me and you. We are all connected, and we all play a part. Oh, and we all need each other to live. Oh, when will we learn that we are all one? When will we ever see we are connected, you and me? We are connected, you and me. Up comes the sun in the morning, kissing the moonbeams goodbye. Out come the robin and sparrow to fly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. How are we going to follow up with that? We are all connected, you and me. And because of that, and out of gratitude, and so we can continue being this community and spreading this truth. Let us show that gratitude and give as you can. It is now time to do this. So if the ushers would please come forward, you may give your gift to them, or you may go to the bookstore and do it with a card, or you can use the connection that is shown on the screen and send in your gift electronically or otherwise in the mail to this address. And together let us say, divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts and sharing.
No one is left behind. We got love here on the line, rolling into your hometown to pick you up if you're feeling down. We'll meet you in the streets or anywhere you choose. Just tell us where you are. We'll be there in a few. We're coming to you. Woo-hoo. We're coming to you. There's a healing fast at hand, moving with the beat of the band, calling up those needing care, folks feeling lost in despair. We'll meet you in the streets or anywhere you choose. Just tell us where you are, we'll be there in a few. We're coming to you. Woo-hoo. We're coming to you. Breathe, people, breathe, and join us in being free. You got a ticket to the show, and your heart already knows the good news. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. We're coming to you. Coming to you. Woo! So come on now, let's make new friends, have a laugh and smile again, and share a healthy hug or two, so we overcome these worldwide blues. Breathe, people, breathe, join us in being free. We got a ticket to the show, and your heart already knows the good news. We'll meet you in the streets or anywhere you choose. Just tell us where you are, we'll be there in a few. We're coming to you. Woo-hoo. We're coming to you. Woo-hoo. We're coming to you. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. Love's coming to you. Coming to you. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. We're coming to you. Love's coming to you. We're coming to you. Coming to you. We're coming to you.
Sean Galloway!
Thank you very much. How about this beautiful band, you guys?
Thank you.
Give it up to the band. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
Sean.
me.
Thank you, Sean. And I'd like to especially, Jody, stand back up, please. Let's thank Jody one more time. What a beautiful talk. Thank you so much. Thank you. And our practitioners, Ursula and Etta, would you stand, please, just for a second? Let's thank you. What a great program we have today. Oh, my gosh. It's really good. And so, anyway, if we have some visitors here today that's here for the first or second time and you wouldn't mind standing up for just a second, we'd really like to appreciate you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to have you. So in just a minute, our practitioners are going to come to the front, but they're also going to be available afterwards for treatment. And if you'd like to just pull to the side with one of them for a moment. If there's anything heavy on your heart or any challenge or anything you'd like to achieve in your life that's just not happening for you right now, get with a practitioner and they'll be glad to help. So before we close out here, I want to invite the practitioners to come up for a second, and then I'm going to invite Ursula to do our closing treatment. So thank you. Again, stay for refreshments afterwards. I'll see you in the fellowship hall. Thank you. Yeah.
So let's just go within. Breathe and know that your breath gives you life. And with this life, we have a big task ahead of us. But we know that that task is there given to us with the help of the one and only power there is. The power of love, of peace, of joy, of harmony. The power of connectedness, the power of oneness. Yes, we are all one with this power. I am one with this power. So please know with me that you are always unlimited in your power, because that power is within you and all around you. But you need to go deeper. You need to listen. You need to find time to be still. And so I go forth now knowing that for myself, and trust that everybody else for themselves know that they have that ability to go deeper, to listen, to take time, and out of this to act with love, with kindness, and the knowing that we are all love, that each one is doing their best, and therefore we are willing and ready to accept them just as they are. I know I am. And I know that in this process I am never alone, because within me is that guiding hand, that guiding spirit and guiding love that will help me to see and know the next step. And in doing so, I'll be able to move on, to be the beacon of light, to help others to also be their best, love expressed. So I go forth with love and joy and confidence and trust that all of this is possible, that yes, we are all one, we are all connected, and we move as such and say, thank you, God. Thank you for this truth. Thank you for knowing this truth, and thank you for this teaching that will always remind us and strengthen us and help us to go forward. And so I release this truth unto the law of mind and action, knowing that it is so. I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Come on, let's stand up now. I think there may be some printed, okay, good. Somebody's got it in their hands. Okay. Mary Lou, that was your suggestion many weeks ago. Anyway, we're going to try to do this today, and we're going to try to sing. Of course, we got Sean and Yvonne and Gordon to help us out, so let's try this. Here we go. Pick up your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, hey. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait. Take a good look around, if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart. That's it. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait. Keep it going now. Put a little love in your heart. 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 Woo!
This
Have a great
program
week.
is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.